Well, the Prime Minister of Malta, Joseph Muscat, joins me now. And Prime Minister, I wonder, first of all, could you tell us what the impact this migrant problem of people crossing from Africa is having on your country?
Well, we are at the crossroads of the busiest shipping route in the world. So usually this gives advantages since the commerce is thriving. Obviously right now and over the past decade or so, we're just bang in the middle of a crisis. We're handling it. Most of the time we're handling it alone with our Italian colleagues. And finally it seems that the world, at least Europe, is waking up to acknowledge the reality that we are facing, and that this is not just a European, that is not just a Mediterranean problem, this is not just an Italian or Maltese problem. This is really a European problem, and finally, yes, we know all the long-term solutions, development in Africa, international development aid, and all the rest. We know that. But finally, it seems that there is a concrete resolve to give backing to operations that are targeted against the criminal networks that are making millions out of these vessels.
But what about dealing with the people who are now crossing the sea to Malta? I mean, how many people dead and alive are ending up on your shores, and what's happening to them?
Luckily enough, the way we are coordinating these operations with the Italians, we are a small country, the smallest member state of the European Union. Our military assets are limited, but 100% of our military assets are devoted to search and rescue operations. We're the only country in Europe to do that, and I believe one of the very few in the world really to do that. So we are managing to save many lives. Even the people who died last Saturday, it wasn't because of a failed rescue, but because of something which happened during a rescue operation where a vessel, a merchant ship, was trying to rescue these people. So right now we're not experiencing the haunting images of people being washed ashore dead. But we know that there are many people about whom we don't know who sink even before getting on our radar or on the European radar, really.
And as a member of the European Union, you are convinced now, are you, that the alliance is about to take action which is going to deal with this problem? No,
I'll believe it when I see it. So if you intend, or you're referring to the 10-point plan, most of it is a rehash of previous statements, to say the truth. The real news in all this, in my opinion, is that finally Europe is taking a proactive stand rather than a reactive stand, and not only advocating the long-term solutions or making statements of intent on issues. And we all know that migration is a thorny issue in each and every European member state. It's obvious. But apart from that, there is finally the resolve to take short-term solutions, similar to the ones Europe took off the coast of Somalia. So off the coast of Somalia, there is a problem of piracy. But the problem was really tackled in an effective manner, because Europe wasn't saying, look, we'll let the pirates board the ships and then maybe we'll do something. No. There's a mission, the Atlanta mission, that by means of European coordination prevents pirates from boarding ships, and it's a deterrent. The same way, there is a proposal, and we're counting on, together with our Italian colleagues, who I heard with Matteo Renzi. We were together in Rome yesterday, and we heard on the phone Prime Minister Cameron, we heard Francois Hollande, Angela Merkel, the institutions too, the European institutions. What we're looking at is a situation where Europe gives its backing to those member states who have the military capability. Malta doesn't have that military capability, not to invade Libya, for goodness sake, but to make targeted strikes and actions against the criminal networks that are netting millions out of this. So the vessel that capsized on Saturday, if the estimate of around 100 persons is correct, those people, those traffickers, those criminals who organized this voyage, out of just one voyage, netted anything between 1 and 5 million euros, just from one voyage of debt. So you can imagine this is an industry, a large-scale criminal industry that needs to be treated as such.
In Sudan, of course, there were a military task force was sent out, a naval task force, and there were patrols off the coast of Sudan. Is that what you'd like to see, naval patrols by EU nations along the coast of Libya?
No. I think that if one looks at the proposal of a naval blockade, I understand the rationale behind a naval blockade, but really and truly, if it's done in international waters, it might end up being a pull factor rather than a deterrent to the criminal organizations, because rather than them trying to get people to Italy or to Malta, just taking people to the ships, and then there would be the international duty to do a number of things. What the proposal is all about, and obviously there are plans, and what sort of plans would they be if they are disclosed to like that, but there are obviously plans by technical people aiming at making sure that the criminal networks, so right now one of the things we're experiencing is that when we're rescuing people at sea, there were at least 1 or 2 incidents reported over the past few weeks where these criminals shoot at the Italian Coast Guard, say, because they want the boat back. That means that there is a shortage of boats. Such was the influx of immigrants over the past few months. One of the aims is to make sure that these boats don't get to Libya and they don't have enough capacity to transfer people. That will save lives from being lost at sea, because many of the people we speak to tell us it might be the first time they see the sea in their life. They don't know how to swim. So it's obvious that so many lives are lost at sea. Obviously, that's only a short-term solution, and it's not the only solution. The long-term solution is international development aid, is the democratization of countries in Africa, and most definitely is the securitization of Libya, and that's where we play a role as a small country which is very near to Libya culturally and geographically. We try to get as many tribes as possible together in order for them to get around having a national unity government, or a semblance of national unity government, in order then for them to ask, if necessary, international help to securitize the country.
Prime Minister Joseph Muscat of Malta, thank you very much indeed for joining us.